Previously on Drag Duel, the warriors were given the task to put together their own drag mixes and perform them for the judges. We saw lots of different styles and influences, but it was Tyler NOLL who finally came out on top, using moments from the season in his mix to rave reviews. In a challenge and a battle-ready runway where everybody did well, it came down to tiny details that landed CHRISTI and TITANIC Donovan in the bottom. In the end, it was TITANIC Donovan who was cut after a lip sync to Demi Lovato's Heart Attack. With only 6 warriors left, who will come out of the next drag duel alive?
Hello there, my name is BUCY.
And I'm the villain of this judging panel, Derek.
And welcome to Drag Duel, your new favorite online drag competition where the winner gets a cash prize of $2,500, courtesy of the Drag Detective.
As well as a $75 lash package, courtesy of our friends over at Lash Core.
So they sent me their lashes. Look how gorgeous it is. Look how stunning their lashes are. You should go and order them right now. The link is in the description. They're amazing. And I just want to thank them for sponsoring this program.
If you would like to contribute to this season's prize package, give us an email over at dragduelofficial@gmail.com.
Our drag warriors have survived their 7th battle, and with TITANIC Donovan's shocking elimination, the top 6 warriors are ready for the next challenge.
I am so fucking happy to have my first win. I am so elated because I've said it a million times, but I really didn't expect to win anything coming into this. But I also didn't expect to get this far, and I didn't expect to do as well as I've done. And so, despite having no expectations of winning anything at all, it got to the point where it was like, I have been high so many times. I have heard the judges tell me 3 times now, you would have won if it wasn't for your runway. And that is like, it felt correct to win. It felt correct. I needed this. I have been building towards this fucking win for the whole season, and I am so happy to finally have some money. Hey! That money's going straight into fixing my immigration problems. Tip me if you don't want me deported.
I was really shocked this week to see TITANIC go. I really did not expect it to be them. I think that he is a great artist. I think that they had a great number this week. I think that their German art student mindset kind of got them in trouble this week. But I was shocked to see them go. I will say, I think that in the lip sync, it was definitely fair. Like, I couldn't keep my eyes off of Christy. She ate that up. I mean, I did film it, but also I couldn't keep my eye off of her. Like, she really did a sickening job in that lip sync.
I honestly was not really shocked to see Bodie McBoatface go at this point in the competition. Not because I think Bodie McBoatface was gonna get eliminated before the finale, but because I don't know who the fuck is gonna get eliminated. Every single week it's like, oh shit, this is a really good cast and everybody is kind of killing it. I really wasn't shocked because the only thing that could shock me is if you eliminated HYDRA. Oh god, that would be so nice.
I feel like TITANIC had a lot to show. I just felt like they were not being as consistent with actually following the categories and, you know, what we're asked to do. Which is, I feel like, the basic rubric of, you know, how to win. Like, if they ask you a couple things to do, you just do the things. My track record is kind of interesting right now because I've been in the bottom twice, which, whatever. I mean, I'm not super happy about it. I feel like some people get by with a lot less, and I get judged for a lot less. Does that make sense? No shade to the judges, but sometimes it just feels like, damn, I'm like really hand making everything, and some people are wearing choices. I'm like, damn, like, what do I have to do? And honestly, last week, I don't think I was the worst. Honestly, Susan could have been in the bottom for me, because she was missing a lot of cues in her songs. I'm not even saying mine was great, like, but I'm like, damn, the bottom too, like.
So right now, my place in the competition, I feel good. Like, I definitely have one of the crazy track records. Like, I've really collected Infinity Stone to every placement at this point. But I think that also shows, like, even when I've been kicked down, I get back up. And I think that I have a great standing in this competition. I don't think that these other girls are kind of touching some of the highs I've had. But Tyler has been. That's why I say girls.
I'm really glad that Trisha's still here and that she's kind of shown that she's been the runway girl the whole season, and it's I feel like everyone's kind of sleeping on Trisha for how good her runways have been and how consistently good they've been. Like, you cannot tell me that she isn't one of the top 3 runway divas of this season. Like, y'all in the comment section are not giving her her roses about that, and you need to start now. You need to pay attention because Trisha is talented.
I have had the most top placements in the competition, but honestly I feel like my track record is a bit deflated. I feel like I could have been in the top week 3, and I feel like I could have had like at least one more win at this point. So I feel like I am doing the best, and I feel like my track record shows it, but I feel like if I had been judging it, it would have been even better. But I'm not judging it, so it's okay.
So we're at the halfway point, at least in terms of cast. But in terms of challenges, we're almost done. And I'm still here. I don't want to come across like I don't appreciate being here. I'm very glad to still be here. It is an honor, it is a privilege. It has been refreshing to experience drag in this way. It has been refreshing to engage in drag with everyone for so long, and it's consumed my soul. This is an all-consuming experience. You cannot understand quite how intense this is. I have been on edge since summer. It is almost December. I'm really struggling with, I guess, self-worth stuff right about now, because there's the little devil on my shoulder saying, you just aren't good enough. You're still not good enough. Look at you, you loser. Fetch. I feel like there is nothing more I can do. I appreciate all the support, and I will continue to do my best. And regardless of what happens, I had a great time and will continue to do so for as long as allowed.
I just got my win, and Susan is now left as the only person without a win. And I think that other people might see that as a vulnerable position to be in, but I don't. I really don't think that matters at all.
I think Susan has performed consistently great. Like, from episode 1 up until now, I think she only had 1 week where she like fumbled, and that wasn't even bad. I think she had mostly pretty good runways. I think she had great challenge performances. So even if she doesn't get a win this week, I think she's in a very good place. I don't think the wins are gonna be the determining factor.
Honestly, I don't think that affects her chances of the crown. This competition, if it's taught me one thing, is that wins don't mean shit. You can be in the bottom, it doesn't matter. They will kick your ass out just like they will kick anyone else out. And the wins are really spread out. I mean, like, I'm the only person with 2 wins, but everyone is like, anyone could be the second person with 2 wins. I could be the first person with 3 wins.
I feel like if she doesn't get a win this challenge, then yeah, then I definitely think she's in some trouble, because then we only have the next challenge and the final 4, and then it's top, like, we only have a couple challenges left after this. So if she doesn't win this, it's kind of like, I don't want to say too much about Mother though. That's Mother. That's Mom. That's my mom. I want her to win. I'm not sitting here being like, if she doesn't win, it's lights out for that bitch. I want her to win, and I hope she does, because I want her in the top with me.
At this point, Christy is the only one with 2 wins. Everybody else only has 1. And if you are looking at Susan going, oh, you don't have a win yet, bitch, she's gonna win this round. Come on, it's the roast. And then she'll be on equal footing as everybody else. And even if she doesn't win, she has been quite high through the competition, and she's been doing well, and she's been well received by the judges and the audience. Hydra, Christy, Orbit, Trisha. All of them have as many bottom 2 placements as they have wins. And then you have me and Susan. Susan and I have never been in the bottom. I have a win. And then Susan has I think a better track record than me. She might not have a win, but she has a more consistent track record, and she's never been in the bottom. So people, I think, underestimate the two of us because they don't see us as being as big competition on the runway. Although I think people are just like holding on to some of Susan's early runways because she really like picked up her game on the runways, and she's like been doing well.
Even if I won the next challenge, that just means I'm back to having no more wins than anyone else again. I have no regrets at all about anything I've done thus far. I regret saying this far. I stand by what I've done. It was the best I could do in every situation. It was the best that I thought I could do. I don't have time for regrets. I don't have time to look back. I have done pretty good. Am I revolutionizing drag? Yes.
So, I do have regrets in this competition, honestly. I feel like there were people who I may have gave more kindness than they deserved. I think that I have really been trying to play a fair game, and I think that that has not helped me. I just am frustrated. I feel very frustrated right now. I just feel like I'm disappearing. I feel like I'm always could be funnier, and it's like, oh, and then I get reminded every time I see a whole episode where I'm edited out, and I'm like, oh shoot. I was boring. I was boring again. And it's really starting to weigh on my mind. And it's making me regret maybe not enjoying more of my time. I think I've just been really stressed out. This competition, though it has a lot of fruits, it takes a lot of watering, a lot of soil, a lot of putting it together. And it can be very stressful and feel like a job sometimes. But starting off so dark and such a bad, like, made it so like I didn't go into this with the most fun mindset every week. I really had to push myself, and it was stressing me out. And like honestly, like every week I'm like, this is my last week, and then I finish, and then I realize, you know, you're just being hard on yourself. You are sickening. It was just those first 2 weeks.
Honestly, I don't have any regrets in the competition so far. Like, I've been through a lot so far. Honestly, y'all should be happy I have not dropped. Because I should have dropped so long ago with all the stuff I've had going on in my life. I've been doing this competition sometimes to the detriment of my well-being, if that's like crazy to say. Because there's so many times where I've been spending time doing this competition because I'm so passionate and I want to do well so bad. And I'm trying my best despite like the rug constantly getting pulled out from under me. Now I'm like finally settling in. Things are looking up. I just got to visit my family, which was super nice. But it was like, y'all, I like was really, for the past couple months, I've been going through it. So I'm like, honestly, I could not be more proud with what I've done so far with what's been going on, considering the circumstances.
I'm the obvious frontrunner. I feel like pretty much every week I've been in the top 3, both on the runway and in the challenge. But I feel like it's getting the cast to a point where they really don't like me, which I'm a bit sad about. I'm starting to feel like a couple, especially Trisha, I feel like she's a bit, like, she hates me at this point. I think in part because of something that happened, but I think in a larger part because she's resentful about her placements and me doing better.
I do not trust HYDRA. HYDRA has shown me that behind the scenes, when she has the opportunity to do me dirty, she would. I feel it's like manipulating the situation, and they've been getting information, using information against other people, which is very unfair in my opinion. She very much is trying to play a dirty game, which I'm like, you've been doing well. Why do you need to play a dirty game? Like, it just, to me, it's not cute. People who were my friends were saying things behind my back that I didn't know that they were saying. Like, Rosa and HYDRA basically plotted to try to get rid of me, throwing challenges and trying to make a situation that would send me home because they wanted to save each other because they were friends, but I'm sitting here like, girl, none of y'all have really reached out to me to be my friend, and they were trying to play chess while we all get to play checkers. Like, I roll. People will get everybody's looks together, and to their real friends will send everybody's looks so they can all decide what they think placements are going to be before we get placements and stuff. And to me, that's just kind of gross. And like, I don't like this whole like behind the scenes, like, oh, I'll show you my look if you show me yours, but if you're doing it with the whole cast, then you see the whole everybody's stuff, so you get an idea of what's going on. I get, like, I'm a nosy person too, but it just very much is reading distasteful, and people are using this information to try to benefit themselves instead of letting the competition play out fair. I'm hating this feeling of just like feeling like I'm crazy for not wanting to be associated or like talking to HYDRA. Like, she very much is just, in my opinion, a master manipulator, and that is not somebody who I want to be my friend, somebody who I want to be using information about me. Like, that's just somebody who I don't want to personally associate with.
The mixed episode was interesting. Miss HYDRA had a lot to say about just about everybody. Honestly, it kind of gave me the ick. There is being shady and even being like kind of catty and fierce and starting some drama for the sake of, you know, like entertainment value. But that is not what this felt like. This felt like genuine nastiness and negativity for no good reason, because nobody else talked about her like that or has talked about her like that. I feel like she doesn't respect her fellow competitors, and that to me is like a big red flag. She just disrespected like half the cast, and she did so in a way that I feel like was kind of invalidating their drag. That's just gross, girl. Like, that's gross, because her excuse is that she was in a really bad mood. That's why she came across like that. And I'm like, be fucking for real, HYDRA. Like, Trisha and Christy were homeless. Orbit moved across the country. I almost got deported. I assume that Susan is in a constant state of suffering, and none of us have spoken like that through this competition. Like, I feel like it's an indicator of maybe maturity, but also maybe just a little bit like what kind of a person you are. If when you're in a bad mood, that's how you deal with it, you take it out on other people in a really like rude and nasty way, like that's a personality flaw, babe. People are still going to live for you because you're a great drag artist, but I feel wary of what kind of an actual person you are and whether I see any future of like any kind of relationship with somebody like you. And you know what? This bitch is in my DMs like playing mind games with me these days, and she is really backhanded and disrespectful in the way that she talks to me in private as well as on camera. And I feel like, you know, people who think that it's just like, oh, it's drama, it's just for the, you know, the sake of the television element, it's like, it's for entertainment value. I'm like, but then why is she sliding into my DMs trying to like minimize my work and my art? She is so focused on a win that she's forgotten that this is also a fun thing. This is also a thing where we are as artists developing ourselves and, you know, creating community and all of that. And she definitely seems to be like just solely focused on the crown. She thinks way too highly of herself. I think that that like high expectation of herself and that seeing herself as being like, you know, top tier and then others are below her, she gets really frustrated when they do better than her, like when I beat her in the challenge last week. That energy needs to be over. I know that you think that you have to have the villain edit to get any screen time because you have no real charisma, but
I think she also has not been very supportive, like the week when all of Serbia thought she should have won her design week or whatever. Like, mine was sickening. Hers was a tutu covered in hair. And she, like, didn't say anything in the comments for me or anything, but if it was her getting attacked, I would have. But no, she just let her friends who she regularly performs with just keep talking shit. So, no, I do not trust Hydra. I do not consider her a friend. She's a snake in the grass, in my opinion. And I'm not going to just sit here and pretend like she has been some angel, because we've all said it behind the scenes. She is not nice. Like, I'm just kind of over it. I'm just going to kind of avoid her, not really engage with her. I'm not going to conversate with her or just talk. So I'm just gonna keep it a pumping. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna give her the hardest damn time to win this competition, because standing next to me is gonna be hard in the finale. Let me just tell you that. I'm sickening. I know I'm sickening. My work speaks for itself. So I'm gonna just, I guess, keep letting that happen, and hopefully I will take home this drag duel crown, because I deserve it, and I would be a sickening first drag duel winner.
And now it is time for this week's side quest. We asked our warriors to give us a 3-minute cooking segment. Sorry, Rosa, this was your time. We asked them to do whatever they wanted, cook whatever they wanted. They could do it as themselves, they could do it as a character. We gave them literally free reign. So which one of our warriors has a career on the Food Network potentially in their future? Let's watch and find out.
So hi, so here we are cooking today our dinner. This is Mr. Can here with me cooking. So we're gonna show you all of our ingredients and we're gonna show you all the steps. So today we're gonna be making a tortellini with a pink sauce. So we have our tortellini, our sausage, all of our spices, sugar, cheese. We cut up the shallot, then we grind up some garlic. We take this oil with it. Doesn't look good. We get some water going. That's gonna be for the tortellini, you know, just really quick, turn on the burner, turn it and burn it, as Tina Burner would say. Here's me salting it. Then we turn on the pan, we get some butter in there, we get all of that melted, you know, let it cook, brown a little bit. Then we're gonna throw in all of our shallots, cook those up. We throw in some spices, some red pepper flakes, some salt, put in the garlic with olive oil, you know, yum, 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 yum. Mix it all up, let it cook for a little bit, sizzle, and then we're gonna put in some wine to cook down. And that's just really delicious. It adds a sweetness to it. Yum. We put in some tomato paste, cook that all up, mix it together. It becomes kind of this paste. We get our heavy whipping cream, mix all that in. We take a second to mix it, and then it starts looking like this. Delicious. We start cooking our sausage over here. That's really easy. We do that. We throw in the rind from the cheese. We put in some salt, put in some oregano. And then we're going to go and we're going to grab some sugar, throw that in, throw in a ton of pepper, yum, yum, yum. Cook that up for a bit. Fry up the sausage some more, throw the sausage in, mix that together so you can see how salty it's going to be. We take the rana, start cooking that. And then we are going to grate up some cheese to put into this pasta, get the sauce a little thicker. And then it got a little too thick, so then we took some of the pasta water and we mixed it in. It made it like this really light creamy color, which was interesting looking, but it looked good. So then we take the rind out, and then we're going to put in the tortellini, mix it all up. It looks delicious. It took me a while to mix it, so I just cut ahead because I was like, I'm not sitting there doing that. So I portioned them out, and then that took me forever because I was trying to use one hand. Put some cheese on to finish it at the end. Okay, so here we are. We finally finished them. We're gonna take our first bite together. It's very hot. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, that was it.
Hey. I'm gonna show you the only type of cooking I know, and that's baking. So let's get into it. Now, when I bake, I like to use a stark white color, and I'm gonna take a powder puff and dab it into the white. So the white goes on the highlights of the face. So here, like that, and here, like that. Now the white is gonna also go onto the upper lip, like that, and a bit on the chin, like so. Also, a bit of it is gonna go between the eyebrows and the forehead area. Like that. So the point of baking is that, I'm really not sure, but it's like good for your makeup. I think it adds, because I set everything with like a skin toned powder. I then add like a cool toned white over top, so that gives like a really bright highlight. And then I'm also gonna bake with the like a peachy skin toned color, and this one you use on the perimeters of your face. So like for example here, like that, and that gives the sharpness. Like makes your, I already baked for this, but I'm rebaking, double baked, I don't know. Like this. And see how much nicer that looks? Yeah, and that's it. So that's my cooking show. I showed you how to bake a face, so I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!
Hello, are you a comfy girl who likes to make comfy foods at home when you need a comfort food to eat onto? Well, you've come to the right place, because we're about to make some comfy, comfortable avocado toast. So the first step, obviously, is you want to make some toast. I usually use like a regular toaster, but I'm a comfy, cozy girl. And sometimes comfy, cozy girls use toaster ovens, and we can use our brains and use more than 2 brain cells to do it. Oh, hello there. Okay, so the toaster oven is preheated to the desired temperature. So now I'm just gonna take the bread and put it in the toaster. And then I also have this over here. This is all pre-set up. This is gonna be the spices, just a little preview of things yet to come, but that'll come in just a second, so you stick around and we'll get there, just you wait. Our toast is toasted. Now it's time for it to be buttered. And just give her a good old spread. Just lather her up. Now that the toast is sufficiently buttered, it's time to actually get to the avocado of it all. Just take just a little knife, just a little baby knife. Just a little knife. You're gonna cut your avocado in half. Now I like to do it like this. I'm sure that's probably pretty common, but I wouldn't know. So now you're just gonna scoop the avocado into the toast. I know some people like slice into it. I just kind of monster mash it onto there. And it's nice because you can use half of the avocado on each side of the toast. Now we get to the fun part, which is the seasoning. So y'all, I kind of go a little crazy. First of all, these seasonings from Trader Joe's literally changed my life. The citrusy garlic and the everything but the elote. Credit to TRISHA because she bought this from Trader Joe's, and that was the first time I ever had it, and I've literally been obsessed, and I put this shit on everything. Every fucking thing. A little everything but the elote. Citrusy garlic is kind of the star of the show though. Like this, I feel like, just like the citrusiness of it, like it just honestly gets me together every time. And then also we're gonna do a mild sauce from Taco Bell, hear me out. This is gonna be so good. Girly girl, look out. Literally, this just seems like a night in, a delicious cozy time, and enjoy.
Hi, gang, and welcome to Cook King. My name's NOLL, and today I'm gonna teach you how to cook, King. Today, we're gonna be making a really simple recipe that's great for the whole family. It's a bitchin' chicken! I'm just kidding. That's seriously fucked up.
Paul's racing chicken. Where is Paul racing to? Where is Paul? I need some champagne. Fuck, you didn't just say to me, bitching fucking my chicken. That's right, I'm 6'2".
Minimum 8 inches.
5'3". Of course I think
This
chicken knows what it's doing.
Below 8, and I'm gonna
Wait, jam it into the anal cavity. Who the fuck cares? Oh no. Oh good. Oh no.
I think that Rosa needs to pay for my therapy. And the therapy of all the viewers. Not Derek, though. He kind of deserved it. But in seriousness, we are going to make some actual bitchin' fucking chicken today. I think you are a fat cunt, and those wings are not to guess what? You're dead. You can't help. Dumb. Sprinkle that shit with some salt, sprinkle that shit with some pepper, and give it a good old massage. Oh, this is the most action I've gotten in so long. And so with your egg hand, you just junk it in the egg, you throw it in the other shit, flour, mix, whatever the fuck you have, and you just go for it. Go for it with your little dirty hand. You've got one hand that's a dirty little slut. And here we have the finished product. Wow, doesn't that just look incredible? Gorgeous, nice crust on there. Just really good, wholesome, homemade chicken. Like, wow. Hot oil exploded all over me, so yeah, I've got some burns, and you don't get the end of that cooking video.
Hey queens, currently in the work bathroom at my work. I took off all work. I took off my work hat, my overshirt, so that nobody could clock where I work. Anyway, let's cook. So what you're gonna do, we're gonna be making an amazing pink lemonade. That's what we're gonna be making today. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna take your cup and just and then you're done because magic trick. I got one right here. You can't see it, but it is pink lemonade. Strawberry to be exact. I'm in theme. Anyway, let me put you back up here, queens. See, this is what we call procrastinating for the deadline and then forgetting that there is a side quest that you have to do and you can't do it because you work nights and it's on the day of the deadline. So I hope that helps, and if you don't have water from the work bathroom, any tap water will do. You know, I love to cook. It's one of my greatest passions, and to be given a platform to show off my greatest passion, which is cooking. It's truly an honor. So I thank you. Slay!
Hi, I'm Susan, and you're watching Cooking with Susan. Here's how I make my delicious grilled cheese recipe, and you can make it too. Denise, can I have a grilled cheese sandwich?
Yeah, babe. So the key to a good grilled cheese is toasting both the inside and the outside of the bread so you get good texture.
I love texture.
Yeah, I love texture and roller derby.
Wow.
Butter. Now I'm toasting the insides of the bread and just a little bit of butter. So we toasted the insides of the bread so they're nice and toasty. Then I'm gonna put the untoasted sides in there, like that. Pop the cheese down on. I got some cheddar, some American. All right, it's just about done. So I'm gonna flip this over. Oh, look how nice and toasty that is. Yeah, and that cheese melts real quick. You gotta cut it into a triangle. Yeah.
And that's how I make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Now we want to hear from you. Yes, you, the person whose TikTok feed is made of animal videos and drag content. Linked in the description of this video is a Google form where you can vote for your favorite cooking show segment. God, I'm hungry.
Also, due to technical difficulties with our voting system, the last round, whoever wins this side quest will get last week's prize and this week's prize. So that'll be a $50 prize for whoever wins this side quest.
Voting closes on Thursday, December 7th at 11:59 p.m. EDT.
So for this week's round 8 main battle, we have asked our contestants to, use up all that pent-up frustration and aggression at us judges and take it out on us in the first ever Drag Duel Judges Roast.
We want them to be funny, make fun of the judges, at least the half of the remaining contestants, and even the eliminated contestants. Who knows? Maybe they'll make a surprise appearance this episode.
We want them to be creative and original with their jokes, and it's up to them whether they want to do the roast as a character or as themselves. Just whatever is the funniest, whatever is going to make us laugh the most.
And on the runway, category is monochromatic.
We want to see our warriors wear a head-to-toe look wearing different shades of the same color. But to make this a little bit more difficult, we want to see at least 2 different fabrics. It'd be very simple to just wear a single color gown and call it monochromatic. Things like wigs and makeup do not matter. We just want to make sure that the garment and accessories are all in the same color family.
Now let's check in and see how our warriors are doing with trying to be funny. God knows Derek isn't having any luck with that.
The main battle this round is a roast. And honestly, I'm excited because I like to do comedy. I've done well in roast before. I've also done poorly in roast before. I've only ever done 2 roasts before though. So I have like a 50-50 chance of getting this right. And honestly, I feel pretty confident. I really like the jokes that I've written. I feel very confident in my material. I feel very confident also in my communicability, especially like when I'm in my own environment. It's a nice like controlled space for me to just kind of do what I need to do.
So going into this week, I know it's the roast. I have read the comments, so I know what all y'all think about me, and I've read my critiques, so I know what all these judges think about me, and I've read my group chat, so I know what all these contestants think about me. So I was terrified for the roast, initially. I then have my lovely friend, Bjork, who's been watching the season alongside me this whole season and being a really supportive friend. And they are a sickening stand-up comedian as well as just like comedy person, joke. That's your girl. So I had her come over. I may have her down and we got to cooking. We got the notes app out. She was making me say them out loud. We were crossing off the ones that were too mean. We were rewriting the ones I had ideas for. A lot of it was me having singular ideas for jokes but not knowing how to craft around it, so we built jokes around stuff. I feel confident in this week. When I got to filming, I just buckled up, put myself together, and we did it. few takes it took, but we did it.
I do silly goose haha jokes, but at my core, I am a roast comic. So am I confident I'm going to do well? I'm confident that I will stand by what I do. Do I think I'll win? Probably not. I do very, very intense, we'll say. I do intense work. I do intense jokes. They are not for everyone. It is not difficult for someone to find fault in my comedy because it's so polarizing. But you will feel, and you will have felt, you will not leave bored. So as far as confidence goes, I'm gonna be happy. Will anyone else be happy? I don't know, I don't care. I'm happy. I plan out my roasts around vague things that people probably wouldn't mind other people joked about. Like me calling Christy stupid, which I'm going to do later, quite a bit in fact. Like, Christy knows she's not stupid. Like, it's just the way she comes off. She's not a stupid person. I also say Orbit's stupid. But for me, there's a strategy behind it. To make a joke feel more impactful than it actually is, I do a lot of comparisons, and I will make a comparison to a small aspect of that person, like a small meaningless aspect to them, with something horrible, something horribly grandiose. I said in my Meet the Queens that I'm inspired by natural disasters and horrible things. This is where the inspiration goes into.
Going into it, I was like initially, like rewind 3 weeks back, I was very confident. I was like, oh, I've been killing these comedy challenges, I'm doing great, I'm super confident. And then a week before, Tyler and Trisha were like, you suck at comedy. Like, you should have never been in the top for a single comedic challenge. And all of my, like, every placement of mine, except 2, was in comedy challenges. Every good placement. So I was like, what the fuck, no. And that really made me question myself. And I'm not blaming them. I think it's good. Like, I think it even pushed me to work even harder. But it was in a bad, like, space. I was, like, really questioning myself for this episode. Doing the roast after Vox Talks, I was really afraid, like, is my delivery gonna be shit again? Is everyone gonna do well and I'm gonna end up in the bottom? So my speaking of English has been a point of stress for me in the competition a lot, especially for the Vox Talks, because it was the only challenge where I couldn't do a retake. And I'm very focused on having like a proper accent and the proper enunciation of words. So having to do a challenge where it was just one take, I know I shouldn't have, like, that was my biggest downfall, but I really focused on like, wait, let me get the words out correctly. Like, I'm not gonna be funny, I'm just gonna think about nailing those enunciations. It's stressful. I feel like the cast is being a bit dismissive of me. Like, I don't think they understand how hard it is to do comedy when it's not your first language. Because I have to translate everything. Plus, my delivery can't be natural speaking in a language that I don't speak. My English has improved a lot throughout the competition because I got to use it and speak it at all times. But I don't think they understand, like, in my regular day-to-day life, I don't have the opportunity to speak English. I can only use it digitally. So even though I know English in a technical sense, my vocal apparatus doesn't have the practice, and I just don't have the mind-to-mouth connection where I can be quick on the spot and funny on the spot and pronounce words correctly. So it's been a very stressful thing for me. Susan actually helped me with directions and tips, and she even on the day of filming filmed me videos saying my jokes so I could get my enunciation down to emphasize the words that I should have emphasized because I have a very monotone voice, so she helped me with that and was like, you need to make facial expressions that go with the jokes and be more present. So she really helped me.
I can't really help myself. I might have encouraged and helped a couple people with the challenge. I don't regret that. I want people to do well. I want people to succeed. I don't want people to fail. It's not fun for me. I love comedy. I don't want to be bored. If I can throw a bone and just make someone's jokes land a little bit better, it's no skin off my ass. If it costs me the win, then I didn't deserve it. Point blank period.
So for this round, I was struggling a lot, actually. I was not even the driver. I was the manufacturer of the struggle bus. Bitch, I built the struggle bus. You know, this round was pretty awful because I don't know, when it comes down to like writing roast jokes, I could write a comedy set with like a story or whatever. I feel like I could do that. Maybe, bitch, I don't know. But writing down a roast set and like having it be funny and also having it come across online, not in person, but online is weird. I just decided I'm gonna play to my strengths. So instead of like actually attempting to like really like roast, my angle was to go, I wanted to play to my strengths and do kind of anti-humor, which is what I love to do. Think like Aubrey Plaza meets Megan Stalter, like that kind of humor. Very dry, deadpan, doesn't make a lot of sense, but also misleading, left turns, absurd, awkward, lots of awkward. I love it. So to me, that's very funny. So I wanted to go that kind of route. And so all my jokes are kind of like, you're not the queen you say you are. Your queenliness is not that queen. And that shit makes me giggle. It makes me giggle. It makes me giggle and cackle. Fucking hope to God it comes across, because if it doesn't, then it's gonna be so bad. Oops.
Everybody approaching this challenge was like, I need to do this well. I mean, we need to do everything well at this point because we're at the end of this thing. But it's like, I have to be better than I usually am. I've been like, basically thinking mean thoughts as often as possible and writing them down in my notebook. So I just have a notebook of like mean things. One of my notes just said BUCY equals egg. And that was after doing a viewing party with her and she was out of drag and she's so bold and round. I did have a lot of content, but not a lot of jokes. I strategized by writing a lot of jokes about Susan, who I adore, and I actually would consider Susan at this point to be a very good friend. She is the one in this competition that I consistently chat with in DMs. We talk about things unrelated to the competition. Oh my God, we're not just competition buddies, we're like real buddies. We're like real friends. So I think that like me and Susan have a solid bond, a solid friendship, and I think that Susan as well, being a roast master, she wants you to go hard on her, she wants you to make her laugh, she wants you to make her spit her drink. She doesn't want to be like, oh yeah, okay, no, yeah, oh you said my runways were ugly, okay. So writing a lot of jokes about Susan meant that I could go harder than I could on other people because I know her limits, and so therefore it's easy not to cross them. And by the way, when I say I know her limits, I don't think she has any. So that was great. 2, I know her well enough to know things about her outside the competition. And also, I know that she respects me. So it was easier to write those jokes because I feel like she knows where they're coming from as well. And that's a big thing, I think, with the roast is where is it coming from? Like, is it coming from a place of respect or is it coming from a place of like, I actually don't fucking like this person and I'm really happy that I finally get the chance to talk some shit about them.
I am a pretty good sport about jokes being directed at me. I'm kind of a crazy person, so if someone delivers a joke in a particular way, I'm going to think, what about the way they're delivering that joke indicates how they feel? Because there's truth in jokes. Every time someone jokes, I'm just like, what do you actually think about me? What are you trying to say, and how can I benefit from this? What information are you telling me that I can learn from?
Honestly, jokes directed to me, I really don't care. I'm so desensitized about what people say about me from the crazy things people have said in my TikTok comments. I've heard everything. Everything. Honestly, it's whatever that's back. I just hope they're funny. That's the thing. Like, I want it to be funny. If it's not funny, I'm just gonna be like, that's it. Honestly, if you're gonna roast someone, at least do them the decency of making it funny so they can laugh. Like, that's the whole point. You don't want to just feel insulted. You want to get a giggle.
If someone makes a joke about something I'm insecure about, it might make me question myself, but I'm not going to be angry at the person making the joke. I think I'm pretty good in that way, but I overthink everything, so it's very easy to throw me into a loop.
It takes a good joke to make me genuinely like it about myself. I don't know if that's because I'm sensitive or just because they aren't funny. The world may never know.
I mean, if it's for a roast, obviously I'm gonna be chill with it because it's a roast. Duh, that's what the challenge is. So any Orbit jokes being like, Orbit's a fucking nasty tranny, Orbit's a fucking redskin bitch, that's fine.
And that's HYDRA's full set.
Especially just for this challenge. In terms of this challenge, I'm pretty fucking chill about the jokes happening. I'll probably think they're funny, mostly. And if they're bad, I'll probably think they're funnier.
Me and Trisha have made it to the halfway point together, which is... But how is this the halfway point? This is way more than the halfway point. I feel like this is 3/4 in. Honestly, if anything, the biggest change in our friendship has been not being roommates anymore, because we used to see each other every day. So when we started the competition, we were around each other, we could see what each other was up to, and that was kind of fun. It was okay, you got this, girl, I know this is so rough, and this deadline is so rotted, and it's so much going on, but we just gotta stay at the sewing machines, girl, and we'll get through it. But then now we're, more separated, and it's I just am, seeing, what Trisha's doing with everyone else, and I'm I'm used to being more in the loop. What happened?
I went into this with Christy. I mean, you all know we lived together at the beginning. And I am so proud of both of us. Did I think both of us were gonna be here? Yes. But, it's one of those things that, I'm just proud of us. I know both of us have it in us to, take it all the way. Me and her taking us home for Chicago. We are trying our best.
This is different from other competitions that we've done together because Trisha is still competing.
I will say this competition is definitely different because I am still in it. The last time we competed together, I was out of it like this.
I'm sorry, that was rotted. I love you, Trisha. The runway this round is monochromatic, and I am so excited because I love monochromatic looks. I really don't do them that often because I like to color block a lot. But honestly, I'm really excited because I have a lot of fabric that I've just bought and hoarded over the years, and I need to start using some of this stuff. Okay, Drag Duel, so here's the sitch. I don't have any more muslin, so I don't know how much I can really pattern. Oh, I found some pattern. This is patterns from when I made Monica stuff for All Stars. That's fun. Okay, this is cute. That's a little puff sleeve kind of moment. Oh my gosh! This cat wants these patterns so bad. Jesus Christ. I found a couple things. We can maybe make something work. So basically what I'm doing right now is I found a pattern for a cute jacket I made for Abigail. And now I'm well, let me just use this because I like the shape and it's something I made out of neoprene originally. And one of the main fabrics that I have the most of for this look is neoprene. And I was looking through my fabrics and trying to decide which color I wanted to do. And I was you know what? I'm not gonna spend any money for this challenge, so I'm gonna look through my stuff and see what I have, or we're gonna make an outfit based off of that. So I looked through my stuff and I'm oh, I have a lot of yellow. I have yellow neoprene, I have yellow PVC, kind of vinyl fabric. I'm gonna kind of build the look around this and some of the other patterns I have. I'm actually really excited because yellow is my favorite color. So I was okay, I was originally gonna do this nude, which I still think is really pretty. She's gorgeous, of course, but I wanted to do something a little bit bigger or more different of a silhouette than I normally do. And this jacket, honestly, since it's something I made for someone else too, it's not something I would have necessarily thought to make for myself. But when I made it for Abigail, I was oh, this is actually really cute. I kind of want one of these. Now I have an excuse to actually use my patterns more than one time, so that feels nice. Well, I initially wanted to do this caramel color, then I was like, you know, let's do yellow. And I had this really cute lip plant. I started making it, and it turned out so ugly. What is that? Like, what? Like, what did I make here? It's like a jacket, and then I made these, like, gloves. But I'm like, I don't like it. Something about it is just so boxy to me. Like, I don't know. I mean, something about it, me literally wearing, like, a rectangle. And I was like, I cannot wear this. I literally hate this. It's so bad. It's so bad. I feel like at this point, everyone's probably expecting me to fizzle out, and I don't want to give up.
That is all for this week. If you want to see us judges get roasted to filth, you're gonna have to come back next week and find out how that goes. We will also be joined by one of my favorite drag race YouTubers, and someone who I'm not sure is funny, but I definitely laugh at them. It is Runner Eye. If you want all kinds of exclusive content, I heard you can go check out the Drag Duel Patreon. I hear that they have like a lot of stuff, but it's kind of on the DL, so like, you know.
Things like unused lip syncs, full confessionals, and maybe to even join the Discord server where you get all the scoop much earlier in real time. Well, then join our Patreon. What are you waiting for?
It's definitely not like we've been telling you this every episode for the last, 3 months of our lives?
Also, be sure to subscribe to us right here on YouTube so you don't miss next week where our warriors will roast the hell out of us. I am terrified.
Also, applications for season 2 of Drag Duel are officially closed. So if you have sent in your application, make sure you pay attention to your email for more details coming very soon.
And that is it for this video. Now, shoo, go away. Mama's got company coming. It's the pizza delivery.
Special thanks to patrons Woodcrafted Essentials, Michael Cruikshank, and Keone.